Let's try to do this right. No gunshots, no dead bodies. You know, you drive almost slow enough to drive Miss Daisy.
Marcus, what are you doing? You doing Teresa? No, I'm not doing Teresa. What are you doing, my baby? Marcus, stop!
Oh, I forgot. The bad guys probably know where you live, which means they're coming for you. Good luck. Well, you know, if I recall correctly, the last couple dead bad guys belong to you.
You forgot your boarding pass. Oh, shit.
When you want a blend of seriousness and humor in one place, then you have to remember the movie Bad Boys.
You mind telling me where the hell you been the last 12 hours? I've been paging you all night. We got a situation here that I think you need to know about.
Bad Boys is an action movie series that blends humor and seriousness in a way that makes it hard to even pick one genre for it. Should it be classified under action or comedy? Honestly, it could be either one, and both choices would be the right one. But here's the thing, you probably think you've seen everything there is to know about this iconic movie. But guess what? There are 17 things you absolutely didn't know about it. Stick with me to the end, especially for the 13th fact. It'll blow your mind. 1. Bad Boys is Michael Bay's directorial debut. Yeah, you heard that right. Michael Bay, who would later become famous for movies like Transformers.
He's like a child.
This child is about to kick your ass.
He brings us shame.
Started his career with Bad Boys.
Police! Oh, damn the police! Marcus, what are you doing? You doing Teresa? No, I'm not doing Teresa. What are you doing, my baby?
How does a guy go from being a music director and marketing expert
The film is dedicated to the memory of Don Simpson, director Michael Bay, who got his start in advertising,
to becoming one of the most famous movie directors in Hollywood? Well, if you're Michael Bay, anything is possible. He kicked off his directing career with Bad Boys.
You know, listen, my first movie, Bad Boys,
and it made such a massive impact that it practically put him on the map. His first movie was a big bang that opened doors for him in Hollywood. 2. Colombia didn't believe the movie would be successful. Can you imagine that? The very studio that financed Bad Boys didn't believe in it.
when I did Bad Boys, first of all, no one believed in the movie, and then the movie came out and crowds went wild. And it's the first movie with 2 black stars that worked overseas, so it sort of changed the game.
Imagine being surrounded by doubt, not just from your friends, but from the very people who are supposed to back you. Michael Bay wasn't having it though. He fought for his vision, even though the studio had reservations. They thought the movie wouldn't work because it featured 2 Black American stars, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. They figured the public wouldn't accept it. Well, they were wrong. Bad Boys was a hit, and it was embraced by audiences in a way no one saw coming. 3. GoFundMe before GoFundMe. Michael Bay should have had his own GoFundMe page, because when Columbia didn't want to fund the final scene, he didn't throw a tantrum. Instead, he reached into his own pockets and pulled out $25,000 to shoot the last scene. That scene. Yeah, it ended up being one of the best parts of the entire movie. Michael Bay showed early on that he was willing to put everything on the line for his vision. 4. The other Bad Boys. Okay, you're not gonna believe this, but Bad Boys wasn't even meant for Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. Can you imagine? The movie was originally supposed to star Dana Carvey and John Lovitz, 2 comedy legends from SNL.
Master Thespian to the set! Master Thespian!
Dana Carvey, John Lovitz. We're the original Bad Boys, yes.
Yeah, picture that. Wayne's World meets Miami. But then, the project switched studios, and Columbia decided they wanted black actors in the mix. So, enter Will and Martin. And thank goodness for that, right? I mean, who would have even been able to see anyone else in those iconic roles? But hold up, it gets even juicier. When Columbia first took over, they had their sights set on Eddie Murphy and Arino Halls.
She's the one that told me I should do it with Will because I wanted to do it with Eddie Murphy, and you know, that's my man.
Can you picture those 2 as the ultimate bad boys? Sadly, for reasons no one can quite figure out, they couldn't get those kings of comedy on board, so they had to settle for some fresh faces, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. And well, the rest is history. Those two own the roles, and let's be real, Bad Boys wouldn't have been the same without them.
Mike, please, man, can you go down, have a Coke and a smile? Please. Y'all want something? Bring me a Coke, Mike.
5. Worst mistake of Arsenio Hall's life. Yeah, you heard that right. Arsenio Hall turned down the role of Mike Lowry, Will Smith's character, and it's something he's publicly said was one of the worst mistakes of his career.
I bet my career on it. It was a real fight get him in the movie. They wanted Arsenio Hall to play because he was the hottest guy.
That's because Bad Boys made a boatload of cash and became an absolute sensation. Imagine turning down a movie that goes on to make hundreds of millions and solidifies Will Smith as a worldwide superstar. Ouch! 6. Improvisation, baby. Michael Bay didn't stick to a tight script. He let Will and Martin improvise their lines. Remember the iconic convenience store scene? Yeah, that was all improvised.
And comedians always have to get the one-up. It's a competitive thing. Will said that. Martin came up with this great line that's like iconic in the movie.
Could any writer have come up with such a perfect line? Probably not. It just goes to show that sometimes the best moments in movies come from letting actors do their thing and bring their own personalities to the table. I mean, who needs a script when you've got Will and Martin just being, well, them? 7. Will Smith, the star. Before Bad Boys, Will Smith was just another guy trying to make it in Hollywood. He was still riding the wave of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
You insulting my wife?
Whoa. Hold up a second there, cul-de-sac.
And trying to carve out a hip-hop career.
The Fresh Prince and Martin were at their peak at that time. And so for us to come together and make a movie was a big thing.
But Bad Boys was his big break. After the movie, Will Smith became a megastar, landing roles in Men in Black.
You know what the difference is between you and me? I make this look good.
Independence Day, and more.
I can't let you pass without clearance. You want to see my clearance? Maybe I'll just leave this here with you. Let him pass.
And guess what? Will credits Michael Bay for making him the star he is today.
So we compromised in that scene. I was like, Mike, I have to have a shirt. Just I'll have it open, just not off.
Without Bad Boys, we might not have even gotten the iconic Will Smith we know now. 8. The soundtrack. You know that song that instantly makes you think of Bad Boys? Yeah, that track is a certified banger.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
It hit number 2 on the Billboard Top 200 and number 13 on the top R&B hip-hop charts. The soundtrack featured major names like Tupac, John B., Da Brat, and Notorious B.I.G. But here's a fun fact. John B. made his debut single, Someone to Love You, on this soundtrack. The movie wasn't just a hit on the screen, it was a massive force in the music world too. 9. A real commercial success. Colombia didn't even believe in Bad Boys at first. They were like, whatever. And then it turned into one of the biggest hits of all time. The movie ranked in a jaw-dropping $141.4 million at the box office with a budget of just $90 million. Michael Bay wasn't just getting his money back, he was laughing all the way to the bank with a fat stack of cash. Guess Colombia learned the hard way that sometimes the movies you doubt end up being the ones that make you rich. 10. The movie script was acquired from Disney. Sony actually bought Bad Boys script from Disney for just $3 million.
Here's how it really played out. It was originally at Disney, and it was Hollywood Pictures. It wasn't Will Smith. It was Dana Carvey and John Lovitz.
Yep, Disney had the script first, but Sony swooped in, snagged it, and turned it into a massive hit. Talk about a plot twist, huh? Disney's loss was definitely Sony's gain. Guess they didn't see that hit coming. Looks like they were too busy making cartoons, while Sony was plotting world domination with Bad Boys. 11. The original title wasn't Bad Boys. That's right, the movie wasn't originally called Bad Boys. The title was supposed to be Bulletproof Heart, but once the leads were changed to Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, the title was switched. Honestly, Bad Boys fits way better, don't you think? 12. Real police extras. So Michael Bay didn't just want a movie, he wanted real chaos. How did he do that? He went straight to the Miami police and recruited actual officers to be extras in the film. Yep, real cops on set. I guess when you're someone making a film about bad boys, you might as well have some real ones around, right? Talk about commitment to realism, because nothing says authentic like throwing in a few actual officers to make sure the action's up to code. 13. Music video cameo. Remember that song Shy Guy by Diana King? Well, guess who showed up in the music video? None other than Will Smith himself. His cameo was due to his role in Bad Boys. It was a perfect crossover between music and film. 14. Cultural impact. Okay, so Bad Boys didn't just entertain, it shaped pop culture. You know Grand Theft Auto, right? The game that basically took over the world. Yep, Bad Boys had a hand in that. The movie actually inspired the game millions of people obsessed over. Who knew? 1 minute you're watching Will and Martin go full action. The next, you're behind the wheel causing chaos in a video game. Talk about an unexpected legacy. 15. Filming duration. It didn't take forever to make Bad Boys. In fact, the entire production only lasted 2 months, from June to August of 1994. That's right, 2 months, and they managed to make a movie that's still iconic today. 16. Porsche 911 Turbo. Michael Bay was so all in on Bad Boys that he used his very own personal Porsche 911 Turbo in the movie. Yep, you heard that right. The car you see tearing through the streets, that was Bay's actual ride. Talk about dedication. He wasn't just behind the camera, he was putting his wheels on the line too. I mean, who else was going to risk their own Porsche for a movie? Only Michael Bay, of course. 17. Opaaka. From CIA secrets to Bad Boys action. Opaaka Airport, where the final Bad Boys scenes went down, was actually the CIA's playground in the 50s and 60s. We're talking covert ops in Central America and Cuba. This place was like a secret agent's dream. They even had a front row seat to the disaster that was the 1961 Bay of Pigs invasion. And hold on, it doesn't stop there. In October 1962, when things were getting real with the Cuban Missile Crisis, President Kennedy had to declare a national emergency. And guess where he picked as the base command for the whole invasion? You guessed it, Opaaka Airport. From shady spy games to high-speed chases, this place has seen it all. How's that for a plot twist? Alright, before I let you go, I've got to drop this bonus bomb because, let's face it, when it comes to Bad Boys, the gossip never ends. Bad Boys and badass cars. So here's the scoop. The car driven by Boucher during the epic end car chase, it was an old AC Superblower. Basically, imagine a Shelby Cobra with a modified V8 engine that can make your grandma's minivan look like it's stuck in traffic. This beast is considered one of the fastest cars ever created. Talk about speed. I mean, if that car was any faster, it would have left the movie behind. And there you have it, 17 things you didn't know about Bad Boys. This movie was packed with wild stories, last-minute decisions, and absolute game-changing moments. If it weren't for some of the choices made along the way, we wouldn't have the Bad Boys we know today. And let's not forget, there's still more to come. For 30 years, the Bad Boys franchise has been going strong.
That's almost 30 years ago.
30 and like...
And Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are still out here killing it. Bad Boys 3 was a massive success.
You're right.
Oh, man. Oh.
And who knows, there might be more in the works. As for Michael Bay, well, he's still doing his thing. At 70 years old, he's got a net worth of $450 million. The man is aging like fine wine, collecting awards, and has even been inducted into the Science Fiction and Fantasy Hall of Fame. In 2011, he was nominated for a Grammy for his work on the Pearl Harbor soundtrack.
He's a dad!
So, yeah, Bad Boys isn't just a movie, it's a legacy, and it's far from over.